Hey guys, it's Josh. Pardon the bathroom video. Um, my wife is outside in the kitchen doing housework and running the garbage disposal, and it's loud. Um, and there's a lot of bugs outside. Like I got a gnat in my eye, and I was just. So this is quiet, bug-free zone in my house. Um, Bathroom video to the tune of pop-up video. That's pretty much how I roll. This week's topic is about dysphoria. Like, do you have it? How do you handle it? Yes, I do. Um, a lot of people think that when you've been in the transition thing as long as I have, which is years, you've been on hormones as long as I have, which is years, that it wouldn't bother you anymore. But it does. Um, my best friend is a biological male. Um, we talk every single day. We see each other often. He has no idea I'm trans. Ouch. And that's hard for me because I feel like I'm lying to him, but at the same time, I don't want him to think of me any differently. I don't feel like he would be as, I guess, as accepting, which I'm sure he would be because he's an awesome guy, but so he doesn't know that I'm trans. Nobody really knows I'm trans where I live now. My wife and I moved 1,200 miles away from where I transitioned, um, to start over and just to be a normal guy. But I still struggle with it every single day. There's days when I feel like I'm a phony. Like that guy on Family Guy is pointing at me. This guy's a big fat phony. That's how I feel every day, like a big fat phony. My wife beater's inside out. No, it's not. Look at me, I'm a fucking champ today. I thought it was inside out because it usually is. Um, the way I deal with it is I talk it out. I mean, my wife obviously is my biggest support, and we sit and talk about it when I'm having those feelings. Talk through them, work through them. She reassures me that I'm more of a man than anyone else she's ever known. So it's one of those things that I deal with. I've been considering going. Is that? I thought I had spinach in my teeth. I just ate spinach like 10 minutes ago. Um, I have considered going to a therapist. I'm having some health issues right now, so as soon as all that's cleared up, I'll probably gonna go just start seeing a therapist like once or twice a month. Just trying to deal through these feelings. I've dealt with a lot of other things um, in changing my life. I've recently lost a ton of weight, and with that big transition from going from my weight being in the 400s to now being in the 200s is just as difficult as my transition from female to male, if not harder. So anytime you go through a big transition, I really think it is important to talk to somebody about it and kind of clear your head and get everything in perspective. Um, but yes, I do struggle with dysphoria often. Some days are much worse than others. Some days I'm like, whatever. And then other times it is, it's so hard. Um, I'm always reminded that I'm trans, or I always remind myself. I work in Fort Myers, Florida. I live and work in Fort Myers, Florida. And our network logins at the office begin with FTM, and then there's another like 3-digit letter number code that if someone were to pull that code up, they would know that it was me that was working in that particular area. So my code begins with FTM, and every time I put it in, I'm thinking, how do they know? So some small things like that always remind me what and who I am. I'm not ashamed of what or who I am. I'm ashamed of how society reacts to us. I'm ashamed of what society may do if they found out about me. What my friend would do. What coworkers or my job or my employers would do if they knew. So those are things that I struggle with. Body dysphoria is a big one. I had a breast reduction years ago from a J cup to a full B because I was over 400 pounds, and going completely flat would have looked odd. It would have looked disproportionate to my body. Now that I've lost well over 100 pounds, 125 pounds, I'm more aware of my chest as my belly is shrunk. So I bind now every day. And I'm very aware of it. You know, I didn't bind before because my belly matched my man boobs. And now, although they still do, not even that they still do. I've seen a lot of biological guys with tits, but because I know what I am and I know what I was, I'm so much more conscious of it. So I bind, which I hate. It sucks. I don't know when I'm going to be able to go in. I only live probably a couple of hours from Dr. Garamoni's office. He's the surgeon I'll be using for my revision. I don't know when that's going to be. My wife and I have been married 3 years, and we're planning a renewal of our vows on our 5th year, so the year after next. Because when we got married, we ran off to the courthouse and eloped when we got married. And we want to have a normal wedding. So, you know, all of our funds are going into making this a gigantic, special event for us. So I don't really know when I'm going to be able to go in and get my chest done. My goal is to get it done in the next year. But at the time, we weren't planning our renewal for another at least 3, 4, 5 years. And now we've moved it up to the year after next. So that's where I stand on that. If I can get something on care credit or get something along that line, then I'll definitely have it done soon. You know, I'm going to wait until I lose another probably 60 pounds till I reach my goal weight, because I don't want to have, you know, get it done when I'm still a little chubby and then have all this extra meat that's just hanging there after surgery. I only want to pay for it one time. So I don't know, I'll see. But that's a big issue of mine. We're going on a cruise in November, and I'm going to end up getting a compression swimsuit from Underworks, because I'm not going to be topless. I've been topless. I go outside topless, you know, when I walk the dog at night and that kind of thing. But I'm very conscious of my scars on my chest. I'm very conscious of my chest tissue. I'm very conscious of all these things, and that creates tremendous amounts of dysphoria. So yes, to answer the question, the topic, yes, I do still have gender dysphoria. And I think we're always going to have it. I don't ever see a time in my life, all surgeries out of the way, completely male, I don't ever see a time in my life that I'm not going to have a problem with gender dysphoria. But I can't let it disable me or debilitate me, and I've just got to keep pushing on. And I'll continue to do that till the day I die, knowing, despite what my body or my gender at birth or society or whoever may say, I'm a man. I always have been, and I always will be. So, that is my topic in the bathroom. Awesome shower curtain. Okay, so that's that. Thanks for watching. Be kind to yourselves. Namaste.